Welcome. Take a deep breath. So today I'm going to be talking quite a lot about really a very meditative sort of practice, which is going to be spending 5 to 10 minutes every single day thinking about the things in your life that you're grateful for, the people in your life you're grateful for, the ability that you have to move your body, to breathe, to see, to smell, to taste, and all the other little details, whatever they might be specifically to you, will be different for every single person. But the point is identifying those things that we're grateful for and taking a moment to just reflect on that gratitude and really process it into our system. So how do you do it? So how I do it is I would just sit down or lay down, find a really comfortable place, and for a couple of minutes just start. Deep breath in through the nose and relaxed exhale through the nose. And this is just to help us detune ourselves from all the noise and the clutter of everyday life and society around us, and to take us deeper within to ourselves. So I recommend closing your eyes during this process, maybe even turn the lights off completely. A little bit of music doesn't hurt, it's absolutely up to you. Just be comfortable and be ready to be in that position for about 10 minutes. After you've got your breath nice and calm, nice and smooth, slow, deep breaths, like the ocean, the tide comes in, the tide goes out. It's a constant motion, but it's a steady motion, it's a soothing motion. And this is really what we want to focus on with our breathing to get into the right set of mindset for this. Just take a breath whenever you need to. Nice deep breath. Make sure you're using your whole lungs, not just the top part of your lungs. So, now that you know roughly what to do, you're going to take a seat, you're going to take deep breaths, you're going to focus on your breath. Then at the point where you feel like your mind is no longer having a random conversation, the ideas are passing through rather than becoming part of your current present mental awareness. So we're going to let it flush through our system, flow through our system, but not get attached to any individual idea, thought or feeling. Just let them move through us and out through us. Then in this point now, we will start to identify all the things in our lives that we can be grateful for. So in my point, that will be all the people in my life initially. I will go through every person I interact with, whether that be face-to-face, whether it be through text, whether it be through phone calls, however it might be that I communicate with this person, maybe through, the infinite void. However it is that we communicate, I'll be grateful that I'm able to have that communication. That's the very starting point for me, is to just identify that I'm happy and grateful that I have these people in my life, that they take time out of their day-to-day life to basically give me their awareness, to give me their attention, and that pleases me to a massive amount, and I feel extremely grateful and extremely privileged to have that in my life. But before I started identifying this, I actually felt quite isolated, and I'm sure a lot of people right now feel very alone, very isolated, and often because of possible self-produced or maybe societally produced expectations, some people will be feeling tremendously disappointed with the friendships and the connections they have in their lives, especially during a time of conflict and controversial opinions. From most people will have very different viewpoints to each other. So, after you start to identify, let's say, the people in your life, then you can identify even very basic things. You can do it whichever way around suits you. So you might identify the fact that you have hands that work, you can grab things. This is an amazing thing. You can show gratitude for that. You can be grateful that your heart, your lungs, and your liver and your kidneys are all working together to keep you alive and to keep your body healthy. Showing a little bit of appreciation and love to the basic functions of our unconscious body is very important for maintaining an equilibrium throughout the body between the awareness and the actual physicality that we are as individuals and as people on this planet. And what it's done for me is it's brought into perspective the quality of my friendships and relationships, and the quality of each interaction we can have with anybody, really, that any single person can take time out of their current mind, out of their current awareness, whatever it is they wanted to focus on, to give that to you is again, it's a crazy phenomenon. It's an incredible thing, really, and it is what allows us to create such strong and powerful, meaningful, long-term relationships and friendships with each other. And from doing this, really, I've become so much happier with life. I'm so grateful. I have a house, I have a job. It might not be the job that I want, it might not be the house that I'd like to be living in. However, it is a house, it is a job, and it does keep me alive. And if my perspective meets it in the middle, I can actually not just live that life, but I can thrive in that life and enjoy that life. And that life can be the catalyst to moving on to an even better stage of life, which I will enjoy more, inevitably, but we're in the present moment, so we must work with the materials that we currently possess. So it's highly important that we come to terms with the reality that we're in and be grateful for all that which does serve us. And for everything that doesn't, don't feel bad towards it, don't hate on it, don't spend time focusing on it. More just let it pass through, be aware of it, but don't become attached to it on an emotional or a mental or even a physical level. Accept that it's all temporary and it's not going to be the same for the rest of your life should you choose for it to be different. This is, again, the power of your own choice. So what could it do for you? It could change the way you see your family and friends. You might have thought that you had a fragile relationship with somebody, or that your relationship was, they didn't really care about you the same level that you care about them, but this practice will help you understand that that doesn't actually matter. It's not actually important. Comparisons are irrelevant. What's important is that you found a point which you appreciate it. Anything more than that is a bonus. You can take from any situation a positive or a negative, or both. And in many cases, the distinctive difference between a positive and a negative outcome is simply the perspective in which it's experienced. If we can change the perspective in which we experience something, then we can actually change the experience itself. It becomes a good memory rather than a bad memory, which is an extraordinarily powerful tool that can help shape us into the direction that we wish our lives to go into, and create the narrative in life that we choose and to desire and to wish for, which is a highly powerful tool in your life. Now, just the same as spending time focusing on the 10 minutes on other people, it's important to spend some time just loving yourself as well. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. So a little bit of a sort of bonus topic we could talk about is to show love to yourself. And when I say that, I don't just mean look in the mirror and say I love you, or think about the fact that you love your body. I mean physically demonstrate love to yourself. Maybe that's massaging your cheekbone muscles to relax your jaw after a long day you've been eating and chewing, but we very rarely massage ourselves in the places in which we use continuously throughout the day. Just acknowledging the individual pieces of your body, being grateful that you have those pieces. You have fingers, you have toes, you have arms, you have legs, you have a body, you have all these organs, and you have a brain that allows you to coordinate all of those things almost perfectly in order to be able to express yourself in the way, whichever way you choose to. Now this is an absolutely mind-blowing power really, but it's completely overlooked most of the time. And being grateful for these things, at least from my perspective, you get rewarded back by the body. The body itself is happy that it's been nourished, it's been nurtured, it's been looked after. And in return, your body releases chemicals and hormones that make you feel genuinely better about things. And we always want to feel good, don't we? So let's take a deep breath in and out. So I just want to give like a little demonstration of how it might look and the sort of process I go through when I'm spending my 5 or 10 minutes a day just meditating and reflecting on gratitude. So start with eyes closed and breathing through the nose in and out. Slowly working myself into a deeper state of mind where I'm no longer surface thinking, I'm deeper inside the deeper parts of my brain, of my mind, of my consciousness. I then identify all of the functions that I can do as a human being, all my movements, all my senses, and I'm grateful that I can experience them, and I take a deep breath. I become aware of my whole body, of all the functions within my body, and I'm grateful that it's able to work entirely together as a almost automatic function, and I'm grateful that I don't have to manually do all of that, because that would be a serious difficulty. I'm grateful for all the love in my life that I get to experience. I'm grateful that other people choose to have me in their lives and seek to offer their attention to me, offer their awareness to me in order to exchange communication and affection through words or interaction. I'm grateful that I got to eat today. I'm grateful that I get to eat tomorrow. I'm grateful that I have a house above my head. I'm grateful that I have a job I can go to and work. And then I think, I'm grateful that I'm able to sit comfortably on the floor. I'm grateful and blessed for all the relationships that I hold so dearly and that for so many years I've ignored, but finally realised the value of each one of them. And finally, I'm grateful that I was able to reach a point in which I can take time aside to be grateful for all the things that I've been ignorant to this point. And then I just sit in the information that I've developed and I slowly let it pass through me, appreciating every moment, every sensation, every feeling that happens. And then for the last couple of minutes, just laying there or sitting there completely still, completely meditative, relaxed, just to flush my body of any stress, to flush my body and detox myself of any negative energy and just let it pass through me. And as I breathe deeply in through my nose and exhale deeply through my nose, I breathe in all of the good and out all of the negativity and let go of everything that's trapped inside on the exhale and breathe in new possibilities on the inhale. And just something as simple as this, as short as this, can completely reset your day, can completely reset your feelings towards your relationships, your feeling towards your surroundings, and your feeling towards your life in general. And I'm not saying this is a cure to everybody, I'm not saying this will be the perfect solution for everybody, but what I am saying is if you consistently spend 10 minutes a day being grateful for whatever it is in your life that you want to be grateful for, making yourself aware of things you weren't even aware of that you can identify during the meditation, then it will have a positive impact on your day-to-day life. It's just inevitable. If you begin loving your life and loving the things in your life, then life will be more loving. It's like you're looking into a mirror with the way you behave, and if you smile in the mirror, what do you see when you look? You see a smile smiling back at you. Namaste.